Okay, this is part 2 of the new Continental Golden Bingo pinball machine made in 1988 by a company called GAA. They're over in Belgium. What I gather, I'm not certain about that date, but I'd say somewhere around 1988, 1990, something like that. So let me start off by saying, I'm videotaping this with my phone, and I'm not sure how long the video is going to last, so it might end abruptly. So let's continue on down with this game. We had one video with the general gameplay, and now this one we're going to pick up and let you take a look at the beauty of the cabinet on this game. It has nice solid wood cabinet and matching brown legs, and the wood is cut out on the cabinet. There's a nice cutout, and the rails are really nice. I'm going to try to walk slow and try to keep it clear. So the back of the head is really has the same type of cutout on the game. So I have another glass that this game came with, and it's called Continental Magic Game. I put this back glass in because it's really a lot nicer looking. It has a lot of mirror detailing on it. I don't know if you can see it. Try to go slow here, but it's a nice back glass, so I put this one in, and it could very well be suitable for the game. Now you can see here in the front, the lockdown bar has half buttons on them, and an E and an X, and the coin returns are really cool. They push in, they light up, and as you can see, the playfield is really nice on this game too. So let's start a game up. Well, first we'll go over some of these features in detail. Now this game is very close to the Bally Dixieland, which was made in 1979. And this is the game here at Dixieland, as you can see. It's a 6-card game also, and it has the same playfield layout, and it has the 11 coin feature, which means you can only put in a maximum of 11 coins at one start of a game, and that'll give you all the features we're going to discuss over here on the Continental Golden. So you can see the game meter is digital, because of course it's an older game, a newer game. You got 11,451 replays on there, and that's the extra ball value feature. And then you can see the X, the multiplier, and now you're starting to see really the mirror back glass, how really nice this glass is. So the X means multiplier, and right now it's at the second multiplier. Up here, I forgot to mention in the replay meter where the credits are. There's 11,415 credits or replays. There's a 1 to the right of that. That 1 is a coin value multiplier too, so the player can start off the game with the coin value multiplier, which goes up to 5, and then proceed down here during the start of the game to multiply another 10 times. So this multiplier goes up to 10, and that 1 multiplier coin value goes up to 5. So that'll be 15 times the amount of payouts or wins, but it also means 15 times the amount the player has to pay when he coins up in the beginning of the game. So, like I said, this game is very close to the Bally Dixieland in 1978-79, Bally's last 6-card EM game they ever manufactured. So what they incorporated in that game on Dixieland is you get all 6 cards, and the 7th and 8th quarter gives you the diagonals. 10th, 11th, 9th, 10th, and 11th quarter gives you the magic number and double on the cards. So the Dixieland has that features like this new Continental does. But now, because it's digital and it's 9 years, 10 years later, and GAA decides to make the player win on the playfield, all playfield scores, which means if you get balls in a row on the playfield, so you get the 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and the 6. If you had all 5 balls, that would be a 5 in a line. If you had 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be 4 in a line. So that feature, the 12th coin, all playfield scores, a player has to get the balls in a row on the playfield to pay out on that. The 13th coin gives you the 14, 15, 16, 17, and the 23, 24, 25. So if the player gets 23, 24, 25 during his game, he'll get paid out. Now the maximum game, I believe, and I'm not totally 100% sure, I'm going to be reading the manual over again. I haven't looked at the manual in over, I'd say, near 15, 20 years than when I got all the games. So I'm going to go back and try to refresh my memory. But this maximum winning in a game is 5,000 credits or replays. And I think that has something to do with this bonus line here, this red line. As you can see on the playfield, there's a red line that stretches down the game. And I think that 4, 10, 16, 20, 24, if you get that bonus line, all 5 balls land in all them numbers, then you get to collect, I believe, that 5,000 credits, which is a pretty big hit when you're thinking about it. If you're putting in a dollar value like this here, it's a Susan B. Anthony, so this game you can have it at 25 cents or you can have it at $1 a play, a Susan B. Anthony. So if you had you were the vendor and you had this operating at $1 a game, 5,000 credits or replay is $5,000. So you can see up here you got 11,415 credits. I was playing the game and I got some really big hits. I had the multiplier on, so hopefully I can continue this video without getting shut down, because I'd like to start a game up. But I do want to talk about the extra ball feature here. Most of the 6 cards that Bally produced from 1951 to 1980, you could never really win any extra balls. So, but anyway, GAA decided when they started making these bingos that they're going to make it so that a player can get up to 5 extra balls, which is crazy, on a 6-card game. Any type of good player, seasoned player, will be able to make some pretty big hits. But of course it's going to be costly because this game is digitalized and computerized, so the amount of money, like I said, with the multipliers is going to get very expensive, as you'll see as we start to play the game. So let's try to go over some more things here. You can see you got the 4 corners. If the player gets the 3, 9, 6, 5, the corners, he'll get rewarded 5 in a line. But they have to be lit, and they like sometimes down here at random on this feature here on the playfield, if the ball rolls over that red button, then the player will be awarded the 4 corners. So sometimes this button will light at random, or sometimes the corner itself will light automatically at random, depending upon what I have it programmed in on the keypad, because there's a keypad that you can program in the ratio of the amount of time you want these features to come on. So also, as you can see, you got super scores on here, and you got like the Dixieland has the all scores double and all scores double double, and that relates to this here 11th coin double double. I can explain in detail, but I'm not going to, and we want to try to continue this video going so I can start a game and let you see how the multipliers work. And also that magic game is in here too, where you can press a button here. I'm going to go to the magic game. Hopefully I can get back to this game. You can go to the button down here, and there you go. You hit the E for the magic games, and you can see the back glass has now changed its state from the regular 5-ball game that the player before me had played, and now they're showing you that you didn't even do anything except hit a button, and you have the opportunity. And here's where the super scores come in. They're blinking. You can see that one's blinking on the first card and not on the second, and that's how you're going to pick any one of these cards for 5 in a row. But it's going to cost you 60 replays, or 60 credits, $60, 60 quarters, whatever it's set up for. So I didn't even start to play yet. I'm going to go to this E button again, and I'm going to try to find a number that I like. So the 5 is flashing on the 1 card, the 11 is flashing on the 2 card, and so on. 12 on the 3rd, and downstairs on the big cards, which are more money. And the value to play this magic automatic 5 in a row game at the press of a button on the lockdown bar is pretty cool. So I personally like the bigger money shots. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to go for it also. I like the 20, the 25, or the 6. So I think I'll shoot for the 20. So I have to then go back to the E button here, push this E button, and the super score that's blinking on the first card is going to move over to the second card. And there we go. And now it's going to, another press is going to go to the 3rd card, because now the player is choosing what card he wants, and I want that 6 card for the big payout. And notice how the 72 now is up there for the cost of the player for this magic game. It was at 60, but being that I'm moving along through the cards, the value goes up as you go for the bigger payouts, and the bigger payouts are on the 4th, 5th, and 6th cards. So let's take it off the 3rd card. It's blinking on the super score. Bring it to the E. Hit the E button again. It's blinking on the 4th card, and the value went up to 84. Now I'm going to move to the 6th card, the 5th card rather. There it is. It's blinking. It went to 144 credits or replays. It's going to cost me now $144 or 144 quarters. But I really want to go for the 20 for the big win. So it's blinking on the 6th card. Now the final value of that is 180. Now that 180 value actually can be a lot higher, especially if I had the multiplier at 5 here, the coin value multiplier, which goes up to 5. That would increase this immensely. And then if I was here and this multiplier here was at its top level at 10, that means it'd be 15 times the amount. This number here would be pretty high, and I'm going to demonstrate that hopefully on this video. So I'm going to just shoot this game out. I'm not going to play the game literally to try to win. I just want to get through it so we can continue to go over just how cool and how many features this bingo really has. So I'm ready to start this game. The 180 I'm going to pay right off the bat, so I'm going to go to the X button here. I think the X button is going to start the game. I have my finger on that. I'm going to push it. I'm going to watch that at 180, and probably the other cards are going to go out. The 180 is going to get deducted from my 11,415 credits or replays, and let's do it and watch it. And there it is. Fifth card did light up. You can hear the balls coming down the ball trough. The ball just came up for the player. It deducted the 180. And now the player's ready to shoot the 20. I'm just going to shoot it out and try to play with one hand to get the 20, but it's not my style. I usually have a different way to play. But okay, so the 10, so I lost. But it's telling me now this light up here, the extra ball value. So if I want an extra ball, it's going to cost me another 90 to win that shot at the 20. So don't mind the 12. The 12 bulb's just out, unfortunately. I need to replace the bulb on that, so that 12 should be lit. I'll show you on another game. So I'm going to take another ball here. It cost me 90. More replays are $90 or 90 quarters. And I want to try to get the 20 for the big win. Okay, so as you can see, the extra ball value now is 45. It's less. For the last and final ball to shoot this 5 in a line magic game number. So we're going to just press this X again, and here comes the last and final third ball to try to make this 5 in the line, to try to get back the money that we spent. I already, as you can see, I'm at 11,100 credits. Prior to this game, I had 11,413, I believe. So let's see if we can make this 20 and get some credits back. So I'm a loser, and we're going to start a new game, and I'm going to go to another game and show you how the multiplier works. So now the player can go to the start a new game. The magic game is gone. Nothing's lit on the back glass. I press the red start button to do that. I got 11,000 credits, and the multiplier is flashing. So now we got to go back to the E and X button. X means multiplier now when you're playing this regular 5-6 card game. I'm going to press the button and watch the come to 3 and 5. So that's the furthest it can go. Now I'm going to start the game up, and then I'm going to go into this other multiplier and bring that up to 10. And then as you can see, these credits are going to disintegrate quickly, because now I'm just going to spend 15 times the amount I would if I didn't have the multiplier on 15. I only had it on 1. So it's taken what looks like 5 credits per shot. But wait a minute, I wanted to, okay, it's too late. I was supposed to use the other multiplier, I think. Oh, I can do it. It's coming, the other multiplier. So I'm losing 5 a shot now because this multiplier is not off of the 1 and up to 10. So here we go. It should go now. And you can watch the amount of credits being deducted. There it is, 10,970, and the multiplier went to 2. 10,905. So it's taking $65 or 65 quarters per multiplication up to 10. Here we go. And as you can see, this other value in the center there is going up, the maximum winning game value right here. So we'll try to keep all 3 located together, and you can watch them go up. Here it is. And 9 and 10. That's it. So now I have the multiplier way up, and every game that I win now, or every 3 in a line, or 4 on the line or 5 on the line will be 15 times the amount payout. But I did gamble quite a bit of money here. Now don't forget, this game is in my home. This game is never going to be on route. It's not on route. And I'm just explaining the gambling aspect of it so people understand really what these games were about when they were really being operated out on the streets, you know, back in the day, years ago. Now I don't think there's any, well, there are a few bingos that are operating, but I know overseas they're still making them, and I think they're operating overseas in Europe, in Belgium, in France, and Italy, and wherever. So they are being operated now, but in the United States you don't see any of these. So it looks like I didn't win anything, and the machine is starting to calculate for the extra ball on the 6-card game here, this regular 6-card game. It's telling me extra ball value for 336 credits or replays, the player will get a chance to win 1,200 back if he gets the 23. You can see the 23 is flashing on here. So I have an option to play that now, but I want to get back to the Magic game because I have the multiplier up, and I want to see it. I want to show you how much it's going to cost me to play that Magic game, which all I have to do is come here, hit the E button, and the whole game of this game that I can continue playing with extra balls. I'm not going to. I just want to get back to the other game and show you that we're back. But now it looks like it's going to cost me quite a bit of money to play this game with the multiplier up. It looks like it's $1,500 or quarters. Let's see. I'm going to search around and we're going to watch them values go up because we're on the first card again. We're reviewing what we just did with the Magic game prior to playing the other game I just played, the regular 6-card game. So we're going to move over to Super Scores flashing. 1,500 is still there. The third card now is flashing, and it's up to 1,800. So as we move down to these bigger win cards here, like I said, the 4th, 5th, and 6th cards really where the money is. You're going to watch that multiplier go up as I go to the 4th card. It's 2,100 quarters or dollars now to play, to shoot for that 4 for 5 in the line. So we can move it over again to the 5th card, and that brings it up to 3,600. Now let's just see what the 18 is. I don't like the 18. It's a hard number to get. The 2 is pretty easy for me, but I just want to see, curiosity, how much it's going to cost the player if he decides to play on the 6th card, plus the doubles lit on that card. What's that all about? You can see the double flashing. So it's $8,000 or 8,000 quarters. I only have 10,000 credits, which is a lot of credits. If I decide to play this game, I can lose that much. So I'm going to take it off of that 6th card and bring it back up to the 1st, I hope. And there it is. It's back to the 1st, and it's down to 1,200. But you get the idea on with this 15 times multiplier, how expensive this game can really get. And this is some gambling machine. As we all know, these bingos down here, like Light a Line and maybe not Dixieland, but maybe Light a Line and Silver Sails for sure, and Gay Time. These Valley bingos used to operate in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all the casinos. But, you know, over time, they were taking a lot of space up. But these are nickel games. This is a nickel game here. And back in, this is a 1954 bingo versus that new Continental Golden, which is 1988, which is still pretty old, because I know they're still making these bingos in Belgium. So they've been making them from 1980 all the way up till now. But the comparison of money has to do with the year. This bingo here, this Gay Time, is in 1954. So back then it was a nickel. Most the player could really lose was probably 300 nickels, something like that. So that's You know, plus their salaries weren't that big, so I guess 300 nickels was a lot back then. But in the 60s, like Silver Sale, 1962, I believe, it was dimes. It went to dimes, and then in 61, Light-A-Line went to dimes, 1961, and they used them up till 1971 because Bally didn't make any 6 cards till 1970s. And this is the Dixieland 1978, so this is quarters. So in 78, when I was playing this game on route in the cities, it was a quarter pop. But in 1988, only 9 years after Dixieland, a player can lose a hell of a lot more just because it went to digital, and with the printed circuit boards and everything, the players really can lose a lot of money. So for you high stake gamblers, when you go over to Belgium or overseas to Europe and you see one of these out in an establishment, maybe a nightclub, maybe a bar, maybe you can walk up to this game, but be careful. You may end up losing a little more than you bargained for. So I'm glad that the video is still operating and it didn't click out on me. So with that being said, I think this is a good enough video to try to understand what this game is all about. Alright, so I hope someone's interested in learning about these games and really listens to this video and understands just what it could cost and what it can a player can lose on a simple pinball machine. Alright.